What if I told you? The very thing that makes you human, your emotions, is also the thing that makes you weak. Think about it. Every time you overreact, every time you lose your temper, every time you speak when silence would have been power, you give away control. They don't even have to dominate you. They just have to trigger you. The truth is cold. But once you understand it, you become untouchable. This is not about being heartless. It's about becoming unshakable. Welcome to Cold Mind. And this is cold logic. So what is cold logic? It's not about being emotionless. It's about being untouchable. Cold logic is built on 3 principles, 3 habits that end emotional weakness and give you control over any situation. 1. Observe first. React never. Most people hear something and reply. They see something and respond. They feel something and act on it. Instantly. Without thinking. That's not strength. That's programming. Cold logic doesn't rush. It watches. It waits. It dissects. Observation becomes your shield. While others react, you calculate. When you pause, you break the pattern. You create distance between the event and your response. That space, that's where power lives. Shift your instinct from reacting to observing. That's when you stop being predictable and start becoming dangerous. 2. Reframe emotion into data. Your emotions aren't enemies. They're inputs, signals, clues. But weak minds obey emotion. Strong minds decode it. Instead of saying, "I'm angry, so I'll lash out," cold logic says, "I'm angry. That means something important was threatened. Let me analyze." Every emotion is information. Fear, jealousy, shame. Each has a message. But you only hear it when you stop reacting. You don't suppress emotion. You read it, and then you decide what to do. This is how emotion becomes your tool, not your master. 3. Control your presence, not just your thoughts. Cold logic isn't just internal. It changes how you show up, how you move, how you speak or don't speak. Your calm becomes magnetic. Your stillness becomes pressure. People feel your presence because it's grounded, focused, unreadable. When you speak less, people lean in. When you don't react, they self-correct. When you don't need to prove anything, they start assuming you already know everything. Cold logic turns silence into dominance, stillness into strength, emotion into a weapon in your hand, not theirs. These 3 principles are more than tactics. They are transformation. Because when you stop reacting, you stop giving them access. And when they can't reach your emotions, they can't reach you. Let me give you an example. Imagine a man walks into a room. Everyone's tense. There's conflict in the air. Someone looks at him and says, "Nice to see you. Still pretending to be better than the rest of us?" Everyone stops. They wait for a reaction, an insult, a comeback, a spark. But he does nothing. No words, no smile, no frown. Just calm, clear eye contact. No tension. No change in posture. Just stillness. The other guy smirks, nervous now. He shifts in his seat, looks around, searching for validation. It's not there. The silence becomes heavy, uncomfortable, almost painful. Because the man didn't react. He exposed the one who tried to trigger him. And in that moment, everyone understood. Who really had control. He didn't need to prove anything. Didn't need to defend himself. Didn't even need to speak. That's cold logic in action. Not theory. Not tactics. Real dominance. Without a single emotional leak. Because power isn't loud. It doesn't shout. It doesn't flinch. It watches and waits and wins. Cold logic is not about pretending to be strong. It's about removing the need to pretend. It's not about shutting down your emotions. It's about not being ruled by them. Because the more they can trigger you, the more they can control you, the more you react, the more predictable you become. And predictable people are easy to manipulate, easy to play, easy to break. But when your mind is cold, you don't flinch, you don't chase, you don't collapse under pressure. You choose your response, you control your energy, and you move through life like a shadow, unbothered, unreadable, untouchable. Everything changes when you're no longer driven by reaction. That's what cold mind is about. It's not for everyone, but it's for those who are done being controlled, done being played, done being predictable. Because when you master yourself, nothing and no one can master you. Next, we'll uncover the manipulation games people play around you, the silent ones, the invisible ones, the ones you felt but never fully understood, and how cold logic makes you immune to them. If this video made you think differently, don't just scroll away. That reaction is part of the pattern. Cold mind exists for people who are ready to break that pattern. New videos every week. Philosophy, psychology, strategy. Not to make you feel better, but to help you take control. Subscribe, not to follow, but to reclaim your mind. The next one shows how they program your mind before you even know it.